What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are having an amazing day. We've gotten a bit of a cold front up here in upstate New York. This is actually perfect timing for this video because the car in this video does quite well in the snow. It's currently April 19th and we are scheduled to have 8 to 12 inches of snow tonight. I'll let that sink in. Quite ridiculous. Honestly, all of us were not expecting this. All of us have taken our snow tires off and everything, so not ready for it. But luckily, we have this lovely new car coming to the channel. And honestly, couldn't have showed up in better timing for this storm. You guys can probably tell by the thumbnail and title of what car it is, but this thing is so cool, guys. Most of the fine details are all very basic, but just kind of putting the car together, it just looks so beautiful and so crisp, and I've always loved these things. But without further ado, let's check it out. Pow! Check this thing out, guys. This thing is so sweet. It's absolutely giant, and honestly, it looks a whole lot better in person than it probably does on the camera. But this right here is the 2022 Jeep Wrangler Rubicon. Honestly, it's probably some special package. They make a ton of different wheel and tire packages that you can get for this car. This one has some pretty beefy wheels and tires. It does look like it's a bit lifted. We'll go over all the fine details in a second. Just take a moment to look at this thing, guys. It is beautiful. Now, I know I don't typically do like off-road type stuff on my channel. I know I always do like Audis and basically anything performance, which is what I love to do. But my mom got this car and I couldn't not make a video on it. And quite honestly, it's really sick, and I've always loved these things. But my passion has always been like, you know, fast cars. This isn't going to be one of those super nitty-gritty down to every little fine detail review. I'm going to take the car for a spin, drive it around, let you know how it drives. Honestly, these things don't drive that great, but let you know the difference. My mom actually had one of the older generation Wranglers, and by older generation I mean like, I don't know, 2015 or 2016. So this one is a bit different than that one. I noticed the interior is quite a lot nicer and everything. So I'm going to be going over all that stuff, take it for a spin, walk around the outside, go over basically everything you can see. I don't know all the crazy specifications. I don't know the tire specs, any of that. What I do know is that this thing is cool and it's super fun. If you guys are new to the channel, my name is Luke. I post all kinds of cool car content every week. If you're here for this Jeep, quite honestly, I don't post a whole lot of Jeep content, but I will be posting quite a few videos with this going forward just because it's such a cool car. I'm definitely going to be taking it off-roading in the coming months. So if you guys are new to the channel and you like any kind of automotive content, definitely smash the subscribe button. I post videos every single week, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that. Now let's go ahead and take a closer look at this puppy. Walking up to this thing, guys, it is just a giant. I mean, obviously there's some builds out there where they're standing like 10 feet tall, but relatively speaking, for a car stock from the manufacturer, this thing is awesome. These massive wheels and tires, these actually come from Jeep. This car actually came from the factory exactly like this, with this cool upgraded bumper, upgraded hood, cool little like fender lights here. I think those are a cool touch. It does look like there's a lift kit. Well, there's gotta be, because this thing is sitting very high, and these beefy tires, of course. The one big difference I noticed between this and the slightly older generation is the back door just looks a bit smaller. It looks like they kind of shrunk the whole car just a little bit, which honestly was a really good move, because this thing did look a bit oversized. I think this just shrunk it just enough where it's a bit smaller, a bit more manageable, but you can still have this extra back door here. Come around the back, obviously we get the tire on the back because that's cool. But it looks like we also have a backup camera, which is really sweet. The ones in the past didn't have that, so that's pretty cool. I'm not going to go in crazy detail on this thing because most of you guys, I'm sure, have seen these. You've probably seen them going down the roads. They're very cool. They're very iconic, and you can't miss them. So I won't go too crazy. You guys have definitely all seen them, but we will take it for a spin. I might even take it off-road a little bit. I probably won't, just because the car only has 300 miles on it and my mom just got it, so I don't want to really take any chance messing it up. The last one she had, actually, her like 2016 Rubicon, I actually crashed that. I crashed it into like a light post when it was snowing out. I was doing donuts. Definitely a beginner's mistake. So I'm kind of scarred there. I don't want to wrap this thing around a pole with only 300 miles on it. So we might stay out of the woods today, but definitely this summer and probably in the near future, I will be posting videos of taking this off-roading and all kinds of cool stuff with it, because that's what it's meant for, even though it is a little too big to drive through the woods, but still gonna send it. Now, this is where the cool stuff starts, for me at least. This is very cool. I think this interior looks so much better than some of the past ones. You got this red kind of dash, which honestly looks really cool. You got a fairly big center screen here, about the size of my hand. Solid screen there. And then of course you have your shifters and your four-wheel, neutral, high-low, that kind of stuff. All in all, pretty basic. Windows in the middle here. C-turn engraver Rubicon. Looks very nice, honestly. This nice red stitching, leather seats. Pretty regular stuff though, nothing overly crazy. Really just wanted to point out that red interior. I think that the red dash kind of looks really cool. Right now, let's take a look under the hood and we'll talk about some of that stuff. See, this is how you know I'm not really a Jeep guy or an off-road guy, because I just spent like, I don't know, 5 minutes looking for the hood latch in the car, but I forgot that the hood latches are right here. If I can get it off. Like so. And the other side. I think it's a really cool feature. It just honestly adds to that rugged effect. I think they look cool, and easy access to your engine bay. You know, I do realize it's a Jeep, but it is 2022, and I think that we can put some hood struts on this thing. This thing still has a hood stick, or whatever the heck you call it. Now, as you guys can see, this thing is squeaky clean, brand new. It looks absolutely crispy in here, but this engine is certainly way too small. This is honestly one of my least favorite things about this car. It's actually my second least favorite thing. The first is driving this thing on the highway. It's just so loud. But anyways, we'll get to that. I hate how underpowered this car feels. Under the hood is a 3.6 liter V6, naturally aspirated, no forced induction, anything like that. So pumps out 285 horsepower, and the car weighs 4,200 pounds. When you got a car that weighs that much and you're only pumping out 285 horsepower, when you're getting on the highway in this thing, it takes quite a bit to get up to speed. Granted, I know this car is not built for that. It's meant for kind of woodsy-ish stuff, but I would think just about everybody would agree with me on the fact that this thing is quite a bit underpowered, and I would love to see it with a Hellcat engine. Now that we've talked about all that, looked at everything, I think it is time to take this thing for a ride. I'm going to take it for a cruise, tell you guys how it drives. I know how it drives. It kind of rides, honestly. Like I was saying, when you're on the highway, this thing's very loud. Those tires make a whole lot of noise, and the front windshield is probably like an 80-degree angle, so it's almost like flat. So there is a whole lot of wind resistance there. Taking this thing around corners, obviously it's not meant to corner, but when you're getting off, you know, a highway ramp or something like that, you really got to take it slow, because it does kind of feel like the car's gonna roll over. But all right, everybody, we are on our way. Now, going at slow speeds, this thing cruises like any other car, just, you know, nothing too crazy. Now we get onto some gravel road here. It feels even softer riding on the gravel than it did on the blacktop. Kind of weird how that works. Riding on the blacktop, this thing sounds like it's riding on gravel, and then riding on the gravel, it feels like I'm riding on like clouds. Kind of weird how that works, but I guess that's kind of how these things are made. They're made for dirt and gravel and stuff like that, so pretty cool. If there's any Jeep enthusiasts out there watching this video, please do not roast me. I am by no means a Jeep enthusiast. I don't know much at all about Jeeps. I just think they're cool. My mom got this, and you know, I want to show you guys it, so please don't roast me if I don't know all the crazy Jeep lingo and Jeep specs and whatnot. Alright, now we've made it to a nice straight road here. Let me show you guys what I'm talking about for underpowered. And 60. I don't know if you guys were counting, but that was probably like 15 seconds. Obviously, I'm exaggerating a bit here, but I am kind of ragging on it a bit much for that. But I just do think that this car would be so much cooler if there was a bigger engine. It doesn't even have to be a Hellcat, but just something like a V8. Don't quote me here, but I don't think they offer a V8 for this, and I think that's exactly what this thing would need. I think it would be so much more fun, and it would just feel a lot more powerful. This thing, it looks rugged, and you feel like you have that image, but just like, it's so underpowered. All right, everybody, we're getting on the highway now. Let's see this thing get up to speed. Quite the struggle. And there we are immediately with that extremely loud tire noise. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but I would imagine so. It is very, very loud in here. The wind on the windshield combined with the noise of the tires, it's just not necessarily the most comfortable ride. And I can actually speak on that because my car has the loudest drone with its exhaust, but this is arguably worse. I really just feel like I'm kind of, when I change lanes, I'm literally just feel like the car is so top heavy and just swaying so much. It's really not meant for highways, guys. Not meant for high speeds. I'm only going 65 and changing lanes. This thing kind of feels like it's gonna fall over. Unfortunately, I'm not gonna take this thing off-road today, like I said, for a couple reasons. I'm confident I won't crash it like I did the last one, I hope. But I also don't really have the time to do that right now, and it is getting dark and it is getting late, so I'm not gonna take it off-road, but just wanted to take it for a spin, kind of tell you guys everything I feel about it. Check out that size comparison, guys. That's kind of cool to look at. Okay, to sum it all up, do I love how the Jeep drives? No. Do I love the Jeep? Yes, I think it's really cool. It's like a sick car. But will I prefer to drive the S5 on the daily? Of course. But that's just me. You guys might have different opinions. So really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said in the beginning, it wasn't meant to be like a crazy detailed informational video, but rather for me to show the new car we have and to kind of give you guys my opinion, my feels, and how it drives. So with all that being said, today's video is effectively coming to an end. For all my S5 people out there, I do have tons more S5 content coming every single week in the future, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that. For my Jeep people, I will be posting a few more videos with this car. Not as consistent as the S5, but I'll definitely be posting it in the future, so make sure to stay tuned for that. If you guys did enjoy the video, please make sure you smash that like button. Have any questions or comments, let me know down in the comment section below. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. It means the world to me, guys. Thank you so much. Peace out.